What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bookmarked. I'm your hostess, Sherry's Joy. I am one half of the DigiKast, and I am very excited for you to hear my review on The House of Eve by Sadeqa Johnson. Before I continue, just like this video for me, please, and continue watching. Now, The House of Eve was published in February of 2023, and it takes place in 1948, and we're in two different cities now. We're in Philadelphia, and we meet Ruby and Shimmy. And the other city that we're in Washington D.C., and we meet Eleanor and William. Now, I will say that Eleanor and William, they do attend Howard University, which is wonderful, HBCU, whoop whoop. But Eleanor is actually from Elyria, Ohio. Shout out to my awesome peeps in Elyria. I have never heard of that city before, but I'm gonna tell you, this is the second book that I have read where they do reference Elyria. So shout out to my awesome peeps from Elyria. Okay, so the book, now it is written very well. We are following two different people. We're following the life of Phoebe, and she is in high school. She's a very talented person, and she's going through this program where she can get a scholarship so that she can go to medical school. She wants to become a doctor. And she, wonderful grades, she does everything she needs to do, and she falls in love with a Jewish boy from her neighborhood. Phoebe is Black, and interracial relationships, as we know, back then, and unfortunately even some people today, they frown upon interracial relationships. And back then in the 40s, it was illegal to actually marry somebody of a different race. And so they fall in love and life happens. So that's that part of the story. And then we follow Eleanor, who is in Howard University, and she's studying to be an archivist at the library. And she falls in love with William, who is studying to become a doctor, and he's from a very prominent, rich family in Washington, D.C., very brought up well, and his family, as we find out, actually can pass. For those of you who don't know what passing is, it's when you are black and you are of light, you have light skin and you can pass for being white. Unfortunately, the times, history, the times back then, a lot of Black people did have to pass in order to do things, in society that Black people, we were not allowed to do back then. The struggle. Okay, so how do the two characters combine? Well, you will have to read this book, because this is not about spoilers. This is about how this book is written and how it made me feel when I was actually reading the book. So Sadeqa Johnson, this is the second book that I've read of hers, and I am telling you, she is up there on my favorite author. I love her writing. I absolutely love the fact that so far, the two books that I've read take place in like the DMV area. That's DC, Maryland, Virginia, and that is exactly where I am from. So she writes about these cities and these places, with the exception of Elyria, Ohio, and Philadelphia, that I know, and I've traveled to, and I just know. So I give this book a full 5 stars because it engulfs me. I can feel the pain and the emotions that these characters are going through. I don't know what it is like to have to pass or what do you say? How do I say? Choose to pass, because I was born in 1979, and but I do have family members who have passed in the 20s and 30s in order to have a job. And so I've heard the stories passed down, and I understand that. So I'm not saying that this family is actually passing, but what this family is doing is they're not acknowledging their roots and their ancestry. They feel as though they are above that. They want to ignore where they came from and continue on to where they are going in society. So don't marry from the wrong side of the tracks. And that's how the two stories intertwine. You've got Ruby, who falls in love with a Jewish boy. Can't do that. Apparently, according to her family, that's the other side of the tracks. Eleanor, the other side of the tracks. She does not come from money and not knowing how to struggle. So that's the other side of the tracks. So again, Sadeqa Johnson, wonderful. I would love to read more books. If anybody has any suggestions of a Sadeqa Johnson book or any other book that you would like me to review and talk about, please let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Send me a message. And you can follow me on, I have my own Instagram page. It's Bookmarked SJ for Sherry's Joy. I am on Blue Sky at Sherry's Joy on Blue Sky. I just started that account. I'm not familiar with it at all. Forgive me. But you can follow me. You can follow the DigiKast on YouTube at TheDigiKast. And we have a Substack, so a website, a blog, TheDigiKast at substack.com. You can find the DigiKast on Instagram at the DigiKast, Facebook at the DigiKast, and Spotify at the DigiKast. So please like and subscribe this video, spread the love. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of you, and I look forward to doing more of these videos and hearing your comments and answering your questions and getting your suggestions. I'm Sherry's Joy. This has been Bookmarked. Love the world.